What's up, friends? Welcome back on another Friday with Nye. This week, we're going to go ahead and make this nifty cardigan with super cute cascading flounce in the back. I don't know if you saw my TikTok, because now I'm famous. Just kidding, I'm not. But I'll put a picture right there so that you can see it, or I'll put the TikTok in this video so you can see it. I had a really fun time making that sweater because my sister asked me specifically to make her an item with the pride flag colors, and I was like, yeah, I can do that. And now here I am wearing it. She might have to fight me to get it. Just saying. Don't tell her. I want it to be a surprise. She's gonna be like, hey girl, I'm coming for my shirt. And I'm gonna be like, no shirt for you. Poof, poof. Don't come take my cardigan. No, I'm just kidding. I'm not going to hit my sister. She could probably beat my butt. Anyways, so this week, that's what we're going to do. I'm Nye with Ellie and Mac. Let's get started. Okay, friends, thank you for coming back. This week, I have my little pattern pieces. I cut little tiny miniature pattern pieces because I thought it would be cute to be able to show you how I do this whole thing here. So first, there are a couple of things you need to know. One, you should probably watch my flounce video if you haven't already. I will leave it in the description so that you can have a look at it, or up here somewhere, okay? Have a look. It's pretty easy. There are 1,000,562. I have no idea how many, but there's lots of ways to make a flounce, but that's the way I do it, and I decided to share it with you because we're friends, okay? So watch that. You're going to need to get the Chapman cardigan pattern. If you don't already have the Chapman cardigan pattern, no worries, I got you. I will go ahead and leave a link to that pattern in the description. And if you purchase it from my link, I might make a couple of quarters. All right, hook a girl up. Okay, so aside from needing the pattern and some paper and pencil you're gonna need to trace the pattern with, know that we're gonna be using the tunic length. Now in the pattern for the tunic length, you have to add 3 inches to your neckband. So I'm saying that up front because it caught me by surprise. So I don't want it to catch you by surprise because we're also going to be omitting the waistband. And instead of using that waistband, we're also going to add 3 inches to the bottom of the cardigan. So that means in total, we'll be adding 6 inches to the neck strip in order to cover for the waistband. You are going to need a ruler because we're going to do the maths because 3 and 3 equals 6. Okay, yeah, you don't probably need to know that because that's once you have your pattern all cut out, your paper pattern, right? It'll look like this. These are the pattern pieces you should have. You should have 1 neckband, which do not forget to add 3 inches to this neckband piece. You are going to be cutting 2 rather than 1 on fold, so that will equal 6 in total. 2 front pieces, which you're going to cut mirrored. 2 sleeve pieces you will cut on fold. You will also have a cuff piece and a pocket piece. You can choose or not choose to have pockets. You'll also have a back piece. You can choose to cut one back piece on fold and then use that original piece to edit for the outer layer of your top, or you can trace the back piece and use one to make your inner layer and the other to make your outer layer. It all depends on how you feel and if you're going to use it again. Okay. This piece is going to you're going to use this piece in order to cut out your like decorative inner fabric. We're going to call this the inner layer. It sounds like some secret place that the government has where they're making special peanut butter and jelly sandwiches or something. The inner layer. Okay, and there is a bug on my eye. Gosh, I'm alive. Don't be trying to get in my eyeballs. Grief, I can't stand them things. And you're going to have this back piece, but you're not going to cut this on the fold, okay? Because we're going to do a little, this gnat is trying to get, you're not going to cut this back piece on the fold because we're actually going to do a little shimmy shimmy and change this up just a tad. So, back piece. First things first, take your back piece, the original back piece. Yes, you want to line it up on the seam where you would sew it with the front piece. Now, this is where you're going to get all snazzy-dazzy, okay? I'm going to do it like this because I'm going to be drawing on this. All right, so I'm just going to put a tiny little piece of tape there to hold it. And the reason why we're doing this is because we're going to change the way the back is, and I don't want to not be able to see where my curve is going to end. Okay, so you're going to start at the very center of the nape of your top, like the back of your neckline. Now, this ruler is really large, so it's not really going to do for this. But if you have a curved ruler or a French curve ruler, go ahead and whip that puppy out because it's going to be helpful. But you don't actually need to have it. It's just helpful because it has like a curve, a gentle curve. So basically, you want to start at the center back and you want to create a curve. Now, that curve, excuse me, I have a little extra here on this front pattern piece, so it looks longer than it should right now. Okay, so that curve should meet right here. That way, when you sew the two together, they actually sew together properly, okay? So now this is going to be your flounce line, okay? This is where you're going to sew your flounce to. So when you're done making that curve, you can actually cut this piece. This is how it's going to layer. They're going to sit on top of each other like this, okay? This is where you will go ahead and draw and cut out your flounce. The flounce is going to go from this part all the way down to this part. So when you cut out your flounce, make sure you remember which part of the flounce is the inside of the flounce and which part of your flounce is the outside, because it's definitely going to make a difference. And if you're using a fabric that frays, you want to cut a little bit extra because you're going to want to finish the edges. I did not finish the edges on my flounce because it's French terry rayon and it's not going anywhere. Okay, so once you have your flounce and you have cut two mirror pieces of your back, you want to take your flounce right sides together and sew it here. When you're done, you can flip the flounce over, press, and top stitch. Now you want to do that for both of these back pieces that you're going to cut, okay? Now you take those pieces and you will put them here and here. You'll have one here and you'll have one here, and the flounce will be like this, right? Just like this. You can top stitch this to the underlayer if you want to, but it's going to be a little difficult because with knit fabrics, they tend to grow, they tend to move, and I really honestly didn't have a problem with not top stitching it to that inner layer. But what you are going to need to do is you're going to need to put a stay stitch of sorts, or just a little bit of a stitch here and here to keep this piece in place. Or you can pin it with 11D, 70, 50,000 Brazilian pins or clips to keep it in place. Because now you'll have this piece here and this piece here, and both will be secured appropriately to your inner piece. Then you can just continue with how the cardigan goes together. So treat this as one piece and begin assembling your Chapman cardigan according to the instructions in the pattern. Please don't show up with a half a neckband and be like, nice side. No, not I. I didn't say it. So make sure you add your 6 inches to your neckband, right? Cut 2. Don't cut it on the fold because you're not going to have enough length. So do that. Sew those 2 neckbands together, right sides facing. Pin them along your cardigan all the way down the front. Sew that bad boy on there. Top stitch if you want to look real pretty. And then you can get to hemming the bottom of your cardigan. You're not going to be using a waistband. Unless you want to use a waistband. I mean, knock yourself out. Who's judging you? Hey, what you doing? I told you not to use that waistband. Why you got a waistband? No, I'm not doing that. I don't have time. Hemming the cardigan is pretty simple. All you're going to do is flip the bottom in about 1 inch, right? And top stitch it. Or not really top stitch it, but, you know, run a quick stitch across it and you're good to go. That was pretty easy, right? No. Yes, it was. The only difference is you kind of have to watch that flounce video or you're not going to have any idea how to make the flounce. But you don't actually have to have a flounce on the back if you don't want it. But you do. Yes, you do. Because it's so glorious and so pretty. Okay. Anyway, it was nice hanging out with you this Friday. I'm happy to see you. I hope y'all are chilling. I hope you're having a wonderful day. I hope you have a fabulous weekend. Keep your eyes open for some TikToks because Naisa is about to get into the TikTok game. What's up? I don't know if I'm going to be any good at it, but I'm going to try. And I'll see you next time I make a video. Bye, my friends.